Everybody, it's Goots' Wrestling Pod. I'm your host, Ray Goots, and I'm representing the Ultimate Warrior on my shirt. What do you think of this
Oh,
shirt?
that's a pretty cool Ultimate Warrior shirt. It looks like a Ninja Turtles shirt. I'll be
Yeah,
honest
well,
with you.
this was a reproduction of a shirt from 1989. So when they put it back out in 2019, I bought it right away. So I like the colors. It's a very
I
90s.
like the colors, yeah. Ultimate
Yeah.
Warrior.
So this is the Ultimate Warrior's WrestleMania. If anyone ever had a WrestleMania, this is Ultimate Warrior's WrestleMania. Um,
This is his swan song, right?
Not his swan song. He's wrestles for a few more years, but
Wait, what swan song?
that's when they go away. This is his apex.
Oh, well, in a way, his popularity went away after this.
Like when I was a kid, I hated the fact that he beat Hogan. I was so upset. But now as an adult, looking back, and seeing what WCW was doing, Lex Luger and Sting, I think it was the 100% right call, and I think that it set up WWE's fans for stuff like this. 100% the right call to have this guy win. We'll talk about it more when we get to the main event, but I think if they didn't have him win, that would have done long-term damage.
Wow, that's weird because when I was a kid, I always knew this was the right.
I mean, I was so happy when he lost to Sergeant Slaughter, but looking back, I think like he should not have lost to Sergeant Slaughter. But I was so happy about that. But
Mm.
we'll get to that when we get to that. So the main event of All In is going to be Adam Cole versus MJF. What do you think of that match?
Um, what else they got? Right? I get it. It's fine, I guess. Dude, the tickets are already sold, so it doesn't really matter at this point.
I know, I know.
Yeah. So
I think they're only going to do this once. They're never going to do it again.
I was gonna say if their tickets weren't selling and they booked this, I would have been like, I don't know if that's what you want to do to try to sell more tickets. But the fact that like you already have like they might even have a record, right,
Yeah.
of the highest grossing in the UK or highest ticket sales in the UK or whatever. So yeah, it doesn't really matter at this point, you know.
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
those two will have a good match.
I kind of think I mean, I think there should be more matches announced by now, but I mean, it's Tony Khan.
Wait, is that the only match announced so far?
So
Let me look
far,
this up.
yeah, that's it. They got to announce at least three more matches on Collision, but we'll see what they do.
It's August 27th. So they actually have one, two, three. They still have over 3 weeks. They still have plenty of time,
I would
actually.
I would start
This
now.
is the only match announced. Holy shit.
I would announce more matches to build storylines for them, but I'm not. I know Tony Khan needs his coke.
I heard they just announced another match. It's not gonna take place in the ring, it's in the back. It is Eddie Kingston versus UK Catering. I
uh,
don't know how he's gonna handle
did you see
the
Lufisto's
pie and
tweet
that.
tonight? Did you see Lufisto's tweet tonight where the women had a meeting where they wanted to shoot on Thunder Rosa?
No, I saw that she did an interview with Sean Ross Sapp, and it's actually posted on YouTube, right? And I watched like 10 seconds into it, and then I was like, why am I wasting my life with
Yeah.
this? I just really don't care. It's like this week, this is the first and probably only Dark Side of the Ring episode that I'm not. I refuse to watch it.
Well,
It's it's uh it's it's what do you call it? Eric Bischoff and Vince Russo arguing back and forth about whose fault it is. Some backstage shit. And you know what I realized? I was like, man, I don't really give a shit about this backstage. Anything that has to do with backstage,
well,
whether if it's Lufisto or Eric Bischoff, I don't give a fuck. I don't want to hear it.
here's the problem with the Bash at the Beach thing, because Jeff Jarrett now is saying how awful Hulk Hogan is. In 1998, Hulk Hogan signed a contract that gave him all these perks, and it also said if he does not like the creative direction and the booker does not listen to him, he can invoke a clause that forces the booker to change the booking. And he only did it once, which was at the 2000 Bash at the Beach. So there should be no episode, no argument. You gave him a clause, he exercised it. It doesn't matter what your plan was. It doesn't matter that Jeff Jarrett liked it, Booker T liked it. No. He had it in writing.
Right.
3 years before, you have to follow what he does. But I also blame Vince Russo, and I also blame like when Russo was hired, should have been like, listen, Hogan has this like ultimate nullifier. Remember that in the comics? He has this ultimate nullifier clause that he can override you if he wants to. So you have to work within that. And you know what? Like, so I don't even know why there's an episode about this. You were in the wrong. You should have listened to Hulk Hogan. And anyone who complains about Hulk Hogan having this contract, his contract's insane, by the way. Anyone in wrestling, anyone in the world would take this contract, Andrew Lee, bro. Like,
Honestly, yeah.
yeah, anyone would take this contract. It was an incredible contract. You're gonna take it, and it's not his. And there's just no episode. There's no like who's right, who's wrong. Hogan was right. It's in writing. That's it. Sorry.
So going back to what you brought up, I agree with you. By the way, I agree with you.
Yeah.
So I did not, because I'm not interested in. I didn't really hear what LuFisto had to say. What was it about? Can you tell us?
I didn't listen to it, but she tweeted out that, and this wasn't in the interview, that the women had a meeting that they were going to shoot on Thunder Rosa in the ring, and Tony Khan was at the meeting. Which, if true, that's like pretty dangerous. Yeah.
If I was Thunder Rosa, I would be like,
we're missing something.
If you were in this meeting where people want to really physically attack me and you're the boss, get me out of the contract or I'm gonna fucking sue you. But I would leave.
There's some piece besides the fact that Britt Baker fucks Christian. There's a piece that's not being reported anywhere that we're missing, because why would these women want to beat up Thunder Rosa? Like, there's something that we're not being told about that situation. I don't know what it is, but
maybe they're racist because she's Hispanic.
That's probably it. That's why people want to jump me. And then let's finally. Are you excited about SummerSlam this weekend?
No, I didn't. Dude, I didn't know about it until a couple of days ago. Something happened. I'm just not interested in wrestling right now.
It's not a good card, and except for Jey Uso versus Roman, and I'm hoping God shows up. I don't know where they go if someone new doesn't get involved in the storyline.
I wanna see how many tickets they've sold so far.
They sold a ton.
They sold about probably like over 40,000 so far.
This is all I'll say, because the same thing with All In and the same thing with SummerSlam. They sold a ton of tickets where anything was announced. You can only do that so many times, and then people are going to be more cautious, because I kind of feel like Tony Khan's going to haphazardly put together the card for All In, and that's what WWE did with SummerSlam. This doesn't feel like a big show, and you can only do that so many times, and then people are going to be like, I'll wait till the card's announced. You could do a WrestleMania. Yeah.
Well, the thing with SummerSlam is it's like, it's SummerSlam, right? So you could just WWE succeeding in where they've always wanted. The biggest brand name is SummerSlam, right? That's what people want to come see. Yeah, it is in a way, and that's why sometimes the cards are shit. But I agree with you. You could only do that so much before people start being like, "Nah, fuck this. I'm not going to shit."
Oh, I just want to wait till something's announced, and then.
Yeah, I don't even know the SummerSlam card. Let me fucking see this card. Let me see.
I have a problem. I think the two women's matches they have on the show stink. And
one is Asuka versus Charlotte versus Bianca in a triple threat for the WWE Women's Championship, and the other one is Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler. Actually, that one might be good because that's Ronda's go home. That's her swan song.
It'll be okay, but I kind of feel like this Bianca, Asuka, Charlotte match is just to get the belt back on Charlotte, and that's annoying as fuck to me. Like, dude,
they're doing a Slim Jim SummerSlam Battle Royal. I like
Slim
that.
Jim gave them a ton of money. Yeah, that's horrible too.
Who do you think who on their roster right now could be like the next probably spokesman? Because they try to do Bam Bam Bigelow, right?
Maybe LA
Knight, not so man. Anybody on their roster currently that could do it? I think Asuka could do it. What?
LA Knight.
LA Knight, good choice. LA Knight, yeah.
Slim Jim, yeah. But it doesn't look like a good card to me. I do want to watch the main event though.
I think Gunther versus Drew McIntyre would be good. They're just gonna be fucking punching each other, right? Ricochet versus Logan Paul. I think that one might be good too.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. That one might be good.
All these are might be, but they're not going to be like, oh my god, like I'm not. The storyline isn't there. That makes me,
Yeah, I all the matches I think will be good, but nothing is making you go, I need to fucking see this match, right? Nothing like a Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior, right?
Yeah, no, nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
So let's get into WrestleMania 6. It's WrestleMania season here on the podcast. This took place in 1990. Overall, Andrew Lee, how'd you feel about the show?
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
No, it fucking was not a good show.
Okay. Would you say it's a one match show? I can't believe it's a one match show.
Yeah, it's a one match show, 100% one match show.
You know what's
So
fucking
that's
annoying
why
me?
it's not a good show. I'm not gonna sit through. You gotta sit through 4 hours just to watch one match.
Well, with
It's
Peacock.
bullshit. Yeah,
You know
but what I'm saying is, at the time this happens,
Mhm.
it's like watching a movie, and you're like, there's like that one scene that's good. Wait a minute, you're telling me I gotta watch this whole fucking movie, just this shitty movie to watch this one scene? Get the fuck out of here, you know?
Yeah. Hey, you know what fucking annoyed me with Peacock? And I don't know why they do this to WrestleMania. Of all the fucking shows they have on their network, they were doing commercial breaks in the middle of matches. Did you notice that?
Not all the matches, because some of the matches were goddamn short, but yeah, dude, I think 2 matches had commercial breaks, I believe.
Yeah. Why are you doing that at WrestleMania? Like, why would you do that? Like, dude, Hogan and Warrior come out, and I'm really into it, and then they cut to a fucking commercial.
Well, I mean, they cut to that before they actually wrestled.
I know,
But
but
like, I get it.
I don't want anything in that match to be disturbed. That is a classic match. Don't take anything out. Like, and it's bad enough you took out the Roddy Piper Bad News Brown match. That's bad enough. But now you're cutting to commercial breaks in the middle of entrances and shit. No, dude, no, come on. They don't do the WCW shows.
Well, not a lot of people are watching the WCW shows.
I know, but if you're gonna show that respect to WCW, show that respect to WrestleManias. Even the ones that aren't that good, like this one.
I don't even think it's about respect. I think somebody just forgot to put the commercial breaks in it because they're like nobody's watching.
It's really like yeah, I know. It's really annoying. It's really
it is annoying. And
is not that good. I can tell like they didn't use the real masters like they did, just like they did with 5. And I don't streaming. We're gonna regret jumping full into streaming because like we're gonna get shittier and shittier versions of everything where we watch.
Well, all the streaming numbers are supposedly down. Yeah. Everyone's. The streaming is not. If it's the future, people can't afford it. Everyone's numbers are down.
Watching this, I really regretted not buying the WrestleMania box set because I had them on VHS years ago because just the commercial breaks alone, just it makes the show so. You know why? Because these old WWE shows would have so many matches and so many segments. So they cut to commercial. WCW, to their credit, they just go they have 5 matches or 6 matches, and they go match. So there's like 5 commercial breaks, right?
Yeah.
Here there's like 20 fucking commercial breaks, and it kind of like it's already not that good of a show, but it really ruins the show.
Did you like this pay-per-view overall?
When I was a kid, yes. When I was a kid, yes. Watching it back, no, it's really only one match.
Yeah, this is a terrible pay-per-view, actually. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So let's get into it. WrestleMania 6, taking place on April 1st, 1990. It is called The Ultimate Challenge.
The Ultimate Challenge.
The Ultimate Challenge is, can you stay awake for this whole 4-hour piece of shit show? Taking place in Toronto in the Sky Dome. Supposedly over 67,000 people are in attendance. The pay-per-view opens up with Junior talking about outer space. We see constellations, and they're turning into superstars. And Junior's like, there's images appearing, and he starts like naming off wrestlers, and then he goes the 2 most powerful, Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior. It's cheesy, but it does hype you up. You're right. I wish he would do this even now.
Yeah,
he can't because his voice isn't the same. But like the way he like.
I think he can still do
champion versus champion, the ultimate challenge, and then you get the classic WrestleMania music. He almost sounds like those monster truck guys. He sounds great.
Yeah, I wish like they could have they should have had him do more of this. Like he could still do it. Like, well, right now he's in the federal investigation. He could still do it, even if he does it in a low voice, like SummerSlam, Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns. Like, I just think it'd be exciting to hear that voice again. I think that's the best use of him.
If LA Knight retires, they should have him do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just like every pay-per-view should have some guy like hyping it up like that. It just sounds fun.
Get you ready.
You know?
Yeah.
Anyways, we got Jesse Ventura and Gorilla Monsoon, my favorite commentary team of all time, on commentary. And they got the Canadian national anthem sung by Robert Goulet. And Gorilla Monsoon's like, I mean, people get into Robert Goulet. He's Canadian, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, he is.
And the Gorilla Monsoon's like, Robert Goulet is doing it and doing it well, doing it and doing it and doing it well.
I was wondering if he got fed that line because that's LL Cool J. That was a big song.
LL Cool J stole it from Gorilla Monsoon, dude. Because that song came out after 1990. Right?
Oh, it did, yeah.
Robert Goulet doing it and doing it well. That shit was so funny.
I thought someone like that song, and they said, "Gorilla, you have to say." Vince like, "Gorilla, you have to say this. You fucking fat bastard."
You know what? The Canadian national anthem is not as good as the American national anthem.
I know, but I like the fact that like
it doesn't like have that apex, that fucking, like that climax that happens with the American national anthem, right? It doesn't. I don't feel it in the Canadian one.
But, no, I don't. But I like the fact that he does that. They don't do America the Beautiful. They do Oh Canada.
Yeah, I like that because they're in Canada. This is the first international WrestleMania. So all the previous 5 all took place in America. This is the first one outside of America, and I like that they did the Canadian national anthem. And Robert Goulet, I know he's passed away now, but he was a pretty big deal, I would say, back then, right?
I think for All In, they should do the UK anthem.
Yeah, they probably will. They probably will. Who should sing it? Lizzo?
Yeah, Lizzo. Well, shooting bananas out of her vagina.
Lizzo should sing and be like, "I didn't harass anybody."
They should have the Rosa singing in Spanish.
Yeah, and then the women's roster shoots on both.
They shoot on her. It's a shoot, brother.
We're gonna go to our first match: Coco Beware versus Rick, the model Martel, who wins with the Boston Crab. It's a quick match. It's no bushwhacker opening match, but it'll do. What did you think?
Yeah, it was fine. It was a good showcase for Rick the Model. Back when I was a kid, I thought like this is like to get Rick the Model Martel ready for like title shots and shit, which he did. He fought Ultimate Warrior on Sunday's main event. So
I liked the model gimmick
I love it. It was a fun little showcase for Rick Martel. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
it was like a lot of these matches were a showcase for the other guy to get ready for something better.
Yeah, but that should not be WrestleMania.
I know, but that was the whole card.
That's why this show sucks. Nobody should watch this. Yeah. Mean Gene, he is with the Colossal Connection. And Mean Gene calls them Colostomy Connection. Ha ha. And Bobby Heenan's like, "What'd you say? I heard you." And the key part of this whole promo segment is that Bobby Heenan's like, where they say, where they at the end they go like, we're going to eliminate them at the end together. I thought that was kind of cute. You got Andre the Giant and Haku both going, "We're going to eliminate them." I don't know, it's adorable when they try to say it together. And then right after that, Sean Mooney is with Demolition and Smash. They both talking, Axe talking about like they're gonna chop them down like trees, but then Smash goes, they're trying to be, I guess they're trying to use metaphors. I don't remember this promo. Axe was like, "These are like tall trees. We're gonna chop those trees down." And then it's Smash's turn, and he goes, "I'm going to put them in a car and then drive them off a cliff." I was like, "Wait, you want to murder them?" It was so funny. One guy's using a metaphor. Other guy's like, "I'm gonna fucking murder these people by driving them off a cliff, and they're gonna die." And stupid. Anyways, we're gonna go to match. These promos lead to match number 2. It's for the tag titles. Andre the Giant and Haku, the champions, versus Demolition, who got like a great reaction when they came out.
Still over.
Yeah, I didn't. When I was a kid, I wasn't a Demolition fan at all. I just didn't like them. But watching this now, they're really. That's like I think they're like the most consistent WWE tag team you see like in the beginning, like the first 5 years. They're just very consistent. The
They're
reactions they
really
always
good,
get.
man. They're really underrated.
Yeah, very underrated. So Haku is in this ring. He is in the match, the ring, pretty much the whole match because Andre is falling apart. And then Andre the Giant, the finish comes when he comes in untagged, and then he holds up Smash. But Haku, when he goes for the kick, he kicks Andre instead, and Andre falls into the ropes and gets tied up. And then Demolition hits the decapitation finisher on Haku for the win. Demolition are, I'm thinking, they're the three-time tag team champions now. And then Heenan gets really mad at Andre. He gets in his face and then slaps him. But then Andre turns on him and he beats on Haku too. The crowd's cheering for him. And Andre writes that little code card and the ring card and he leaves. Ray, what did you think about this match and even the afterwards stuff?
When I was a kid, I loved
Yeah.
it because I was so happy to see Andre go back to being a good guy. But
Yes.
here's what we didn't know: he has a few matches in Japan, but this is his last WWE match. He never wrestles again in WWE, so they never really went anywhere with his storyline. Um, it was nice though that he got to basically tell Bobby Heenan to fuck off on the
Yeah.
show, but I wish he had gotten to have a little like a few month run as a good guy again, and then retire, and then drop dead. But you know, like that's my thing. It's like kind of sad now because I was like, like I kind of think they had him be a heel for too long. I would have turned him like a year before, but we didn't know. I guess no one knew he was going to die. But I mean, Vince had to know this guy could barely move. That's probably why he turned him face on this show. So it doesn't hold up. But as a kid, I really liked it, and I was really hopeful that we'd get like Andre and Hogan as friends again or some shit.
Yeah. At least like they did make him good right before he left, at the
Yeah,
end.
well, dude, he was announced for the 1991 Royal Rumble. Like they were like, he's gonna be in the match, and he cut a promo. So they thought he could wrestle in '91, but it never happened.
I wonder what problem he has with Demolition.
No, he doesn't have a problem with them. He acts as like one of his best friends.
No, not Andre. I mean Junior. I'm sorry.
Because Andre that's why Andre's losing the Demolition on his last match. Bill Eadie was like one of his best friends. Well, they sued for some trademark stuff, so that's why he doesn't make Demolition merchandise anymore.
Oh, they sued for some trademark stuff.
Yeah, they or something. But even before that, he wasn't doing anything with Demolition. I don't know why he doesn't like them. It's
Yeah, no, even before that, like they just were never like recognized as like being, like they never got invited back to like retro Raws or anything like
yeah.
that.
And then when they did bring Smash back, he was Repo Man both times, and that's
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
weird. They're super popular. They're very popular.
And it was a great gimmick, and they looked great. I mean, like, dude, when they later on when they come out, I'm like, wow, these guys were in really good shape, especially Axe, who was like older at that point. I'm like, he's in pretty good shape for an old dude. It was a good tag team, and Junior, when he decides he doesn't like you and you're erased from history, he goes ahead and does it. And
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, when he doesn't like you, he don't like you. Yeah, when he knows he can't get anything else out of you, he just gets rid of you. Yeah, completely. All right, so Mean Gene, he is with Earthquake, and Earthquake cuts a earthquake-based promo on Hercules. Everything he's saying is earthquake related. It's so funny because like his name's Earthquake, but like he talks like he is an actual earthquake. I just find it really funny. He's like, "You're gonna feel the aftershocks of my tremors, of your Richter scale of your nerves." It's just like really funny to me. But he cuts out on Hercules, and it's going to go to match number 3: Hercules versus Earthquake with Jimmy Hart. Something happens early on where Earthquake's nose is all fucking bleeding, and Earthquake, he gets into the ring, and he does this thing where he starts jumping in the ring, just jumping in the ring, and just shakes the whole fucking ring, and it's pretty cool. It sounds cool. Hercules like fucking like what the fuck, this guy's the crowd like actually reacted to that. And basically, what happens in this match? It's a very quick match. Earthquake hits his Earthquake Splash for the win. Afterwards, he splashes Hercules some more. Now the commentators would say that he's been sending guys to the hospital with this, but Hercules is able to get up on his own. What did you think about match number 3?
Not much. I mean, it's a good showcase for Earthquake. I think they knew what they were going to do with Earthquake and Hogan, so they spend a lot of the undercard building up Earthquake. But yeah. So I thought it was good. For what it was. It's not a good match though, but it's good for what he was trying to do. I know. A lot of times I'm like, all right, I know what you're trying to do, but you're not making this exciting.
Yeah, exactly. This is like a television match, So far, everything's a television match.
Until you get to the main event, I will say Dusty Rhodes' match is the second best match in the show. But besides those two matches, this does feel like a regular episode of Superstars.
Yes, absolutely. So Rona Barrett, do you know who Rona Barrett is?
She was like a gossip columnist from back in the day.
Yes, she's like a TV gossip columnist. Like she's done like Entertainment Tonight and shit like that. She is actually on this show because she's interviewing Miss Elizabeth. And she's like, hey, where have you been, Miss Elizabeth? And she's like, oh, I've been away because I don't want to disappoint her. I don't want to disappoint my fans with my drug problems. So she's been gone. But Rona's like, hey, come on, we all want you. And they both go like, yeah, well, you're going to be back in WWF. This is a fun little segment, right? Any thoughts on this?
No, this is good. So what I like about this segment and this stuff, they tell a story between WrestleMania 4 and WrestleMania 7 about with the Macho Man, where he grows as a character. Next year's, but this is like the dark period where he lost Elizabeth, she's lost without him, and then like Dusty Rhodes beats him up. So I like
long-term storytelling, by the way.
It is, but you know what? It's when you know what's going to happen at 7, it makes the Dusty Rhodes match even better.
Yeah, but this is a very long one. But you're right. It's sometimes the journey is worth the wait, right?
Yes. And when we get this 7, dude, I remember we were all little kids. I was 10 at the time. We were like crying when Macho Man and Elizabeth got back together. Like it felt like the culmination of our lives.
Like that fan they always show in like the greatest fan reactions.
Yeah.
And they show that one kid crying in the audience when they get back together. It's like,
you don't expect that at 7. You don't expect that to happen. And then when they go all the way with it, and then like these little touches, like, oh wow, like Macho Man, he fell as far as he could, and now Elizabeth's gonna bring him back up. And then, yeah, actually from 4 to 8. From 4 to 8, it's one whole storyline about the Macho Man.
Oh yeah, it really starts from 4. Yeah, 100%.
You can even argue it starts at 3.
Because he
loses to Ricky Steamboat, but has the best match on the show.
I don't know, because 4 is like where you really see like Elizabeth is getting fed up with his antics and shit like
that. No, she's all with him in 4.
No, isn't 4?
So I think that the storyline is he's at the top. He stumbles, but the why I say it starts at 3. The last visual of Macho Man is he's crying on the ring card and Elizabeth's consoling him, like she's there for him. 4, he achieves his dream. 5, he loses it and he loses her. 6, he's with this awful woman. He's made to look like an idiot by Dusty Rhodes and Elizabeth. 7, he loses his career. He loses the other one. He loses everything. But then Elizabeth comes back. And then at 8, he regains the title. You know what I mean? With her help again.
Damn, they don't do wrestling like they used to.
So you just watch you don't have to watch anything else but just his matches at WrestleMania. And it's like this story, and then 90s a commentator because Vince is
if you just went to Peacock and just watched all the Macho Man matches from WrestleMania 3, you get like a whole story, man. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good. Right. Part of it though, it was good.
Yeah. Sean Mooney, he is with Brutus the Bar Beefcake, and he takes a look at he's talking about Mr. Perfect, and he goes, oh, Mr. Perfect's got a perfect record, but I'm gonna cut it up. He starts doing all these like cutting puns because he's a barber. It's like this is so funny. I'm like, we get Earthquake doing like earthquake related like fucking like promos, and we get Barber doing like cutting promos.
I'm gonna
And
cut you up.
I wish more wrestlers would do this. Like who could do this? Like who's got like a gimmick where you can just constantly just like make references to what his
The
gimmick is?
Viking Raiders, we're gonna put you.
Yeah, they just constantly like when
We're
we're
gonna
trying to
plunder
talk.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, just be like, ooh, you're gonna be on the ship of the like, I'm gonna take you on a voyage of pain. Like, I just think it's really cheesy. It's so funny.
Oh,
Anyway, we're gonna go to match number 4. It is Mr. Perfect with the Genius versus Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Mary Tyler Moore is sitting at ringside, and she's really digging the beefcake.
mhm.
And yeah. Mr. Perfect, during this match, Mr. Perfect, he gets the Genius's metal scroll and he hits Beefcake with it. And he beats on Beefcake and he beats on Beefcake and he beats on Beefcake. And then Beefcake somehow slingshots Mr. Perfect into the ring post and then he covers him for the surprise win. Like nobody expected this guy to win. Seriously. When he wins, people go crazy. The Genius tries to steal the Barber's clippers and run away because he knows, Barber will always cut your hair. But Beefcake grabs and throws him into the ring. Mr. Perfect escapes, and then he starts cutting Genius's hair some more. And then Mr. Perfect is able to save his friend. What did you think of this match?
I liked it as a kid, and I like it now. People nowadays criticize that Beefcake broke the record because he was undefeated for almost 2 years, right? And he loses.
Mm-hmm.
What you forget, not what you forget, what people forget is Beefcake was really fucking over back then, and he might have been like the number 3 or number 4 babyface in the company. It's debatable who I would either go Dusty or him at that point. So like, I think he was the right choice to beat him. Maybe you could have waited till Kerry Von Erich showed up in August, but actually, that was the last second thing. Supposed to be in that match was Beefcake, and then he had the accident, the parasailing accident.
Mm.
So, which kind of like ruined his career. But yeah, and I think they were setting up Beefcake to get the IC belt finally. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
Beefcake's very dude. Mary Tyler Moore likes him. I mean, this guy is super, super popular. You're right.
I would, yeah, it's like if I was Vince back then, I'd be like, all right, he's been here for 5 years. Let's get him ready for like the world title level. Well, we're gonna give him the IC belt in the summer. Let's have him beat the record. Let's have him beat the undefeated streak. So I
He
think it
was
was a good
main event. He was main eventing with
Hulk
Hogan.
Hogan. Yeah,
Yeah, tag teaming. Yeah, he is honestly at this point he has surpassed Tito Santana, right?
I think he's even surpassed Jake the Snake at this point. So like, the Parasol accident ruined his career, and then when he did come back in WCW, he was a joke, but he wasn't a joke here. So
No, he
you
wasn't.
can't judge him by what he became.
He wasn't a joke for the first 5, 6 years here. Yeah, yeah, absolutely not. Since the first time we see him at a WrestleMania, he is kind of always taken seriously. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Mary Tyler Moore like they pay her to just be in the audience, or is she really
No,
legit?
she really went, and apparently they all were backstage getting photos with her. Hogan was nervous to approach her. Like they all used to watch. That was a really big sitcom. So
Yeah, the Mary Tyler
yeah,
Moore
all the wrestlers were really excited to meet her. So
match number. I bet she was like, "Look at all these fucking marks." That's probably what she was thinking.
It's
Look at these
fake,
marks.
right?
What?
It was fake. It wasn't really
fake, right? It's not a real new, whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. Match number 5. We got. So this match is not on Peacock. You got to find it. I found it on Facebook.
Oh, I forgot to watch this. But I watched it as a kid, so I'll give you my.
Oh, yeah, you watched it as a kid. Okay, yeah. It is match number 5. It is Bad News Brown versus a half black, half white Roddy Piper. This is the reason why it's not on Peacock. Piper's in the ring, so the way I saw it is on Facebook. So they don't. If there's any promos, they don't show it at all. They just show
there are 2 promos. I guess they're all.
Yeah, they just show them in the ring. Roddy Piper, while he's in the ring, he starts dancing, and then he starts like when he takes off his clothes and everyone sees that he's half black, he starts like walking jive, and I'm like, is this guy doing this because like I get like Bad News is black? Like he's doing the whole I'm a jive, so like it's so. Don't do drugs, kids. It will ruin your career. Um, Bad News Brown in this match, he takes off one of the pads, right? One of the turnbuckle pads, but he tries to get Piper into it, but he gets ran into it instead. And then Piper reaches into his fucking tights and he pulls out Mr. Sacco. No, he pulls out something. He pulls out a white glove and he wears a white glove to counter Bad News Brown's black glove. You see, Bad News Brown always wore one black glove, so Piper's wearing a white glove. And then Piper starts using a chair. The Bad News Brown throws the referee. It's a double count out. And there is no reaction from the fans. The fans could not give a shit about this. And everyone just kind of knows this is really stupid. And they just fight their way to the back like they did at the Royal Rumble. This is stupid. I'm so glad they keep this off in Peacock, honestly.
No, it's got to be on. You got to keep WrestleManias intact. I don't like it. It's not a good match, but keep it on.
Save me 10 minutes.
Well, you watched it, so it didn't save you 10 minutes.
I
it actually took you more time to find it. So,
well, 4 minutes because I didn't have to watch the promos.
Yeah, I didn't like it either, but I think it should still be on the show. It's messed up. Roddy Piper. I think he like fried his brain at some point in 1988. He's not the same guy in 87. He's not at all, and he never was again. That guy was like the star of stars. That guy was like untouchable, and this guy looks. I would not be surprised if he OD'd in like 88. The family never told anybody.
Yeah, he is fried, right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's got to be drugs, man. He's so fucking weird.
It's not the same. You can't tell me that. Oh no, he did nothing happened to him between 87 and 89. No, something did. It's not the same person.
No. I mean, yeah. He doesn't even have that much. Like he doesn't have as much muscles as he used to as well.
Yeah.
It's just
Dude, his mic skills in 84, 85 were untouchable, and now they're very touchable. They're like they're like a little kid at Michael Jackson's ranch, extremely touchable. So,
if anything, I felt bad for Bad News Brown for having to fucking wrestle this fucking.
I know.
Hell of a man.
Also, Piper wouldn't job the Bad News, so Bad News had to like, and then he walks out with this stupid makeup on, and it's like
the walking fucking brawl thing, and they do a count out. It's so stupid. It's like,
if you think this is bad, Piper's on commentary for the next few pay-per-views.
Oh God, that's gonna be awful. Oh God. All right, so Steve Allen.
The pay-per-views are good. So.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess, but fuck, I can't stand Piper at this point. I really can't stand Piper.
Yeah.
Steve Allen. For those of you guys know, he is one of I think he's like
original comedian
host and the co-creator of the Tonight Show, right?
He was the first host, but he's also like one of the first stand-up comedians ever.
Yeah.
He paved the way. He paved the way for such greats like Barry Ribs and Sheba Mason.
Sheba Mason and Barry Ribs, yeah. So Steve Allen,
he paved the way for all three of them.
Yeah, all of us. He is well, you know what? Let me tell you something. Hearing his fucking jokes in this WrestleMania, yeah, he sure did pave the way for those people.
Yeah.
He is Steve Allen. He's in the shower. He's got a piano with him, and he's going to be with the Bolsheviks. He's got to practice the Russian national anthem, and he's like, he's doing the whole thing where he's mocking Russians and shit like that. And the Bolsheviks are getting mad, and then you hear someone flush the toilet or something, and they go, "Oh, let's get out of here." I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
He's much funnier in commentary later. He actually had some lines that I was like, that's kind of funny. When he was just shitting on the Jimmy Snuka match later. But
yeah, he's not funny, in my opinion. I think those things are funny because he doesn't realize he's shitting on the good guy.
He said, Jimmy Snuka's wearing my wife's underwear. And Gorilla Monsoon went, oh, that's nice. But, it is kind of funny because then you realize that doesn't look like women's underwear, what he's wearing.
It's funny because he's saying stuff like, Jimmy Snuka's ugly. That's what
Jimmy Snuka is supposed to be the good guy.
Ugly. And Gorilla Monsoon's like, Well, he's gonna, he'll beat you up, man. Cause he's the face, he's the good guy, but he
And yeah,
says like,
Jesse Gorilla, like, because he's a celebrity, they can't be like, shut the fuck up, but also like, how are we gonna make this work? Also, this is the last time you're gonna see Jesse and Gorilla on commentary together. Sorry.
oh my god, it's terrible. Yeah, I knew it had to end eventually.
Mhm.
I don't know. Let's see if
They made the show a lot more fun than it was.
they did. Gorilla, and we're gonna get into. I'll get into it later. But we're gonna go to match number 6, the Hart Foundation versus the Bolsheviks. They start singing. Nikolai Volkov is singing the Russian national anthem when the Harts decide to just fucking attack it from behind. They hit the heart attack and Zukov for the win. It's like a 20-second match. It's so fucking stupid.
No. I thought it was good because you get it out of the way. Nobody wanted to see a long version of this match, and you setting up the Hart Foundation for the big win in the summer of SummerSlam '90.
So I would have put. They're in Canada, right? I would have put them in like an actual match because their Hart's Canadian,
They
and
had
not
it.
have.
No, this was, dude. They weren't getting wins on TV ever. They were always losing, both of them. So you needed them on a big show to have a dominant win to let you know that like they're back on track. Because from that SummerSlam '90 win, that leads to the Intercontinental title, which leads to the WWE title. So like you needed him to destroy somebody, so everyone would know that the Hart Foundation. If you had them do another back and forth match, I don't think that would have been good. I understand what you're saying, but like at the time, this is what they needed.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take your word for that.
Mm-hmm.
Junior, he starts cutting a promo on WrestleMania 7. It's gonna happen in March in Los Angeles. Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse Ventura are excited for it to be in LA. So I like that they're already hyping up WrestleMania a year before.
They also got a huge arena for it. I think this is my theory, and they say no, but I think this is my theory. I think that they were going to build to Hogan Warrior 2 and figured the rematch where Hogan gets his revenge, we can sell out. Dude, they had like that's so huge. They had to move arenas because they weren't selling tickets, right?
Yeah.
But I think the reason, this is the first time they ever announced a venue a year ahead of time. I think they thought they were gonna do Hogan Warrior 2.
That's a possibility, yeah. Yeah. Why would they announce it a year ahead? They unless they know they have a game plan set.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. And it's that was like basically the size of the Silverdome, that arena. So they were hoping to break records.
And like kind of similar to probably what they did many years later with the Rock Cena. You know, you have a Rock Cena 1 and 2. You know,
when I was I've thought that since I was a kid because I remember watching the VHS tape of this, and they keep the promos in here on the Peacock version, but there's more on the VHS tape. It's like, and I'm like, why are they hyping 7 up so much? And I'm like, they must have something planned, and I think it was Hogan Warrior. And then
I think it's a very good theory. Did what's his name ever go into it?
Bruce Pritchard? He said they never were going to do Hogan Warrior 2. I think he's a fucking liar. I think sometimes he doesn't tell the whole
He is
truth.
a liar.
Yeah. He claims the original main event was going to be Tugboat versus Hogan. I don't believe you booked that arena unless you know, and tell people a year at a time, unless you know that you're going to announce something massive, which they thought. Then when Warrior wasn't in the business, they thought they moved to something else. So
I think so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the Mean Gene, he is with Tito Santana. Tito Santana's got a really fun Tito Santana shirt on.
I want that shirt.
Yeah, it's a great shirt. It says Tito. You see a cartoon version of him.
Him and the Rockers have great shirts they've never re-released. I don't understand why they haven't re-released them.
Yeah, the Rockers have a similar shirt like that. Yeah, it looks great. I like it.
I would buy that rock.
It's red. It's got Tito Santana. It says Tito Santana. It looks like a great fucking shirt. Yeah, I like that shirt. It looked great.
Yeah, I don't understand why those two shirts have never been re-released.
Yeah, I know. They should do it though. Quick promo by him.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. So I wonder why they don't want to release that shirt.
Dude, WWE put out a Nasty Boy shirt for you. Remember you saw me wear it. That's a great shirt because no matter how much weight I lose, if I put that shirt on, I look fat.
Let me see if people are selling this shirt. People are selling this shirt.
How much?
God, this is a fucking fun shirt. You know, you could wear this and like out and it just looks cool, you know?
Mhm.
Fuck, $25.
That's good.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, $25 is not bad. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so you get it in a hoodie. Oh, nice. You get it on a mug.
Arriba.
Yeah. Um, anyway, this is for match number 7. It is the Barbarian versus Tito Santana. Um, Jesse Ventura. He starts making jokes about how Mexican food gives you diarrhea.
I love it.
But he doesn't say diarrhea, but you know he's alluding to it. It's so funny, and his jokes are cracking him up, right? Like Jesse Ventura's like trying not to laugh at his own jokes, and like Gorilla Monsoon just like, will you stop? Like he's just like the whole
You know what?
annoying thing.
I think it's so funny how hard they go after Tito, both him and eventually Bobby Heenan. It's just so funny because Tito's such a nice guy. He never acknowledges on camera.
Uh-huh.
And it would just be like if Corey Graves just started shitting on Otis, like aggressively shitting on Otis, and Otis never mentions it.
Yeah. Well, doesn't like Michael Cole does that kind of. He plays that role now. Like where
Some
he's constantly there was a time where he was constantly shitting on Otis, wasn't he?
he does not like Dominic. He goes after Dominic, but it's not like funny. It's more like I don't like this kid, you know?
Oh no. When he was doing it to somebody who was like
He did it to
I,
Daniel
I,
Bryan for a little bit.
yeah, he did it for Dame Right. He does it right now to what's
Can't
his
be
name?
Otis because
Top
he's
Dollar. He does it to Top Dollar a lot,
oh
which is
yeah.
really fun.
But I
Calls
feel
him
like that's more
Top
the
Dollar.
company.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he takes shots at Top Dollar like all the time, and it's really funny.
Yeah.
I think it's really mean too. That's
Yeah.
the shit he says.
But
But
it's
yeah, like Tito, yeah, he gets picked on a lot. He's like just the jokes Jesse's making. Like, if he really wanted to be barbarian, he should have given him some of his food that he makes, right? They gave him some of that food. Barbarian would have been like left the ring right away, went into the bathroom. It's
mhm.
so funny. Tito Santana, he hits his flying forearm, but Bobby Heenan, so Barbarian is now with Bobby Heenan, and Bobby Heenan puts Barbarian's foot on the rope for the save, and then Barbarian hits a top rope clothesline, which Tito sells like a fucking champ. Barbarian wins with that top rope clothesline. What did you think about Barbarian versus Tito?
And I never liked this match. I was really annoyed that Tito basically became everyone's bitch around this
Yeah,
time. And
yeah.
I didn't think Barbarian was worth pushing back then, and I still don't. Um, yeah, I thought Warlord was the star in that team, but they never went all the way with Warlord. And then Warlord testified on the steroid trials. That's why we never saw him back. So
I think the reason why they started pushing Tito down is because now he's getting older, right?
I think it's because of the Mexican food. Yeah, he was getting older. Although, and I also think they knew. Remember, he was considered. We talked about this a few weeks ago. He was considered for the world title win over Ric Flair in late '92. I think they knew they could get him back over anytime they wanted. So
Yeah, that's true. Tito's just like a likable guy. Yeah.
yeah,
All right. We get a recap of the whole Dusty Brother Love segment and the Ultimate Challenge special where they're building up this feud that Dusty Rhodes been having with Macho Man. And Sean Mooney, he is with Dusty Rhodes and Sapphire, and they cut a promo about the crown jewel. But the future premium live event.
WWE show.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to Cody Rhodes main event the crown jewel, baby.
Yeah, the crown jewel. We got the crown jewel because see, Macho Man is the Macho King, right? And Sherry is the Queen. That's why they're keep mentioning the crown jewel. They got a crown jewel. They're gonna surprise them with. And we're gonna get our 8th match. This is a mixed tag match. Savage and Sherry versus Dusty and Sapphire. Before the match begins, Dusty Rhodes gets on the mic and he goes, "The crown jewel that I was talking about is Miss Elizabeth." She comes out, everyone's going crazy. Savage is annoyed at this, but then he's still doing the match. when I watch Randy Savage's matches, I forget how often this fucking guy goes up to the top. He
Yeah.
goes up to the top so much, and every time he does it, he's so quick. He's so fluid how fast he gets up there and he just jumps off and he gets right back up there and he jumps off, you know? Sherry goes up to the top and she actually does like a top rope splash onto Dusty and the ref starts counting, which threw out all logic of what this match is supposed to be because in WWF, the mixed tag is only women can fight women and only men can fight men, but whatever. The fans don't care. They're into this. Liz and Sherry, they start getting into it. And like, remember, Liz is on the outside, right? Because she's just like the crown jewel. And Sherry's like leaning through the ropes, like fucking bitching her out. And then Liz like just grabs Sherry by her hair and then she like pushes Sherry. And as while she's doing this, Sapphire had gotten on her hands and knees behind behind Sherry. So when Sherry gets pushed, she falls over Sapphire and Sapphire covers Sherry for the win. What did you think about this mixed tag match?
I thought it was a lot of fun. I mean, it's the only match besides Hogan Warrior that feels like it has like real implications. That's a lie. Also, Demolition and Colossal Connection also has, but like it has real implications. It continues and the crowd's really into it. I thought it was fun. It was a fun comedy match. And it's like Dusty Rhodes' big WrestleMania moment. He never has a WrestleMania moment ever again. So I don't know. I liked it. I didn't hate it. What did you think?
I didn't hate it either. You're right. I think it's like it's if you're trying to watch this to see if it's like a great wrestling classic match, this is not for you.
No,
But this
but it
is
is
a
the second best match on this show.
it's a very fun match. I would say it's a bad pay per view, so this is definitely the second best match on the show. Yes, absolutely. Um, Mean Gene, he is with Bobby Heenan, and Bobby Heenan is cutting a promo on Andre. He's all fucking mad at Andre, and then he goes, "I'm gonna bring in new members. It doesn't matter. We're just gonna replace them." Then we cut back to Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse Ventura, who is Rona Barrett, and she is tiny compared to these two guys, right?
Yeah, they're big ex wrestlers. So
Yeah, Rona Barrett. She starts alluding to a tape she has of Jesse Ventura, basically saying that she has Jesse Ventura's sex tape, and
yeah,
she wants to show everybody. But before she can show everybody, they cut to Sean Mooney's with Savage and Sherry, and they're both freaking out because they lost, and Savage is vowing that he's never going to get embarrassed again. Mean
great
Gene,
promo.
yeah, this is back when they used to have intermission
Yeah,
during.
this was the intermission, and then cut to a 15-minute break. Yeah,
Yeah, so there's all these promos that we're going to see. Mean Gene, he's with Demolition, who are the new champions. And Gene mentions that the number one contenders are the Hart Foundation, but Demolition don't care. They'll take on anybody, basically.
building to SummerSlam, which was a great match.
Mm-hmm. Jesse Ventura, they come back to Jesse Ventura and Gorilla Monsoon, and Gorilla Monsoon says that he just saw Jesse Ventura's sex tape, and he jerked off to it.
That's right,
um,
Gorilla.
yeah, I don't know why they were talking about this. When did Rob Lowe's sex tape come out?
I think it was around then. I think they were making fun of that.
Oh, okay. Oh, I guess yeah. Rob Lowe's it came out in 1988. So yeah, they're probably
They're making fun of that. I think.
fucking 16-year-old girl. Ooh,
Yeah, bro.
wow. He had sex with a 16-year-old girl then.
Her name is Shiva Mason.
Okay. So Mean Gene, he is with Hulk Hogan, and Mean Gene asks about Warrior, and he asks Warrior, do you want to live forever? I can save you, Warrior, and your fans from the dark side. And we're gonna like what's he talking about? He's talking about hell. It's like
Yes, if you don't like Hulk Hogan, you go to hell.
it sounded like Hulk Hogan was trying to convert him to Christianity.
Well, that's what Hulkamania is. It's Christianity, but better.
Yeah, it is in a way. He's always talking about the higher power and stuff like that. So while Mean Gene is interviewing Hogan about Warrior's faith in Christ, Sean Mooney is with Warrior, and Warrior. This is my favorite part. Warrior grabs Mooney and he shouts at him, You are nothing but a normal. You don't deserve to breathe the same air as Hogan and I do. He throws him away.
He's right about that.
I want
I
to
love
say,
that line.
I want to use this line in my everyday life. I just want to say to someone, you are nothing but a normal. You don't deserve to breathe the same air as I do. It's so weird. I love Warrior's promos in his match. I think he would have been a great man. I really think he would have been a great manager. Just
Yeah,
kind
no,
of
he
weird
is.
promos.
I wouldn't be surprised if in 2014, if he didn't die, they would have made him. They would have tried him as a manager.
Yeah, like when his wrestling days are like really gone, he would have been a fucking weird, like just like entertaining manager. Anyway, in this promo, he's talking Warrior talking about living in the darkness is good, Hulk Hogan. I love the way he says
Oh,
Hulk Hogan.
yeah, it's so fucking good.
He
This
goes,
guy was money.
I did not come to destroy Hulkamania, Hulk Hogan, but to combine the
Oh,
Warriors and the Hulkamaniacs as the Hulk colors come on my pores. And I'm like, what the fuck? It sounds
dude,
like
he's so
it
good.
sounds like Warrior wants to have gay sex with Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan wants to save the Warrior and put him into Christianity. I swear, if you listen to these, they kind of that's what it kind of sounds like. Which promo did you like better?
Ultimate Warriors. I mean, I love Hulk Hogan, but the normal line has stayed with me my entire life. It's now
Yeah,
33 years, and I still love that line.
Warrior's promos are so good. I love all his promos. Like when he's like got his back to the camera and stuff. I fucking love
No, dude, he's dude.
it.
People who say Warriors a bad promo don't know it. Dude, every now I always whenever I log on the Twitter, I'm like, these people think they know things, but they don't know anything about wrestling. Warrior is a great promo, bro. He's a great
He's
promo.
a fun promo. I wouldn't say he's a great promo. He is
No,
a
he's a
very
great pro. I'll
fun.
tell you why he's great because I remember these lines 30 years later.
That's true. That's
I
true.
don't
You know,
remember. I can't remember what Seth Rollins said a year ago. It's like, ah, like a
can I
fucking
play devil's advocate for a little bit?
yeah.
Kalisto has one of the most memorable promos of all time, where he tells him he's gonna show him his lucha thing. It's very memorable because of how bad it is. I mean,
No,
you wouldn't consider that a great promo, even though we remember it many years later, like a decade later.
I don't remember. I don't even know who you're talking about.
Everybody remembers. It's like a fucking whole thing. People know like the lucha
I don't
thing.
know. I don't. Who's Kalisto?
You know who Kalisto is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, this is a very famous promo that Kalisto cut
Who is
on
Kalisto?
SmackDown. Kalisto the wrestler, you know him. Dude, you're the only one who doesn't know this. You can Google, just type in Kalisto lucha thing,
Oh,
and
that guy. That guy.
yeah,
That
this
guy.
promo is the first thing that pops up.
Yeah,
This,
I don't. I know, dude. Yeah, I don't remember that promo, so it wasn't good. The end.
you're the only one who doesn't remember it. A lot of people don't
Uh,
remember.
yeah, but also if Kalisto did that every week, yes, it'd be good. I remember. I remember Warrior promos every single week. I don't. That was the one promo he did that
Look at
people.
this. People even have the entire transcript of Kalisto's legendary promo. Like you can actually read it if you want.
I know, but
Somebody
Warrior that happens for every Warrior promo. So.
Somebody transcribe Kalisto's promo. It's so funny. They calling it the best WWF promo ever. Anyways, we're gonna go to match number 9. It's Sato and Tanaka, the Orient Express, with Mr. Fuji versus the Rockers. I really dig the Rockers' yellow gear. I love this gear. They have the yellow stuff, the whole yellow suit. I fucking love it. It's great with the fucking tassels and everything. It's a classic look. Mr. Fuji interferes a whole bunch of times. The last time he interferes, Marty Jannetty actually picks up the cane that Fuji dropped, and he's trying to like chase him around outside the ring. But Sato comes up from behind, and he throws salt in Marty Jannetty's eyes. Marty Jannetty, to his credit, this is the best I'm blind selling I've
I
ever
thought he
seen.
was as a kid. I thought he got actually injured because he's just
Yeah, so this is what happens. Most people, when they get fucking like blinded by whatever, they do the whole like, oh, where am I? Where am I? Marty Jannetty doesn't do that. He fucking holds his fucking face. He walks past Shawn Michaels who comes to check on him because he can't see him. And then Marty Jannetty basically like, because he's blind, he just goes over the fucking railing and he fucking falls over to the fans. It looked like he legit was blind and he just fucking walked over. It was great, great fucking sell job. 5 stars, 5 stars.
Marty Jannetty's very
And
underrated. But this, to me, though, was the weakest Shawn Michaels match in WrestleMania history, I think.
yeah, they get counted. The Rockers get counted out. The crowd once again just gets really quiet about this.
It's
This
just
is
not
so
good.
bad. It's another count out. It's stupid. Oh my god.
You would not know from this match that this guy is going to be one of the GOATs in like 5 years.
Yeah, I mean this and Royal Rumble where he gets fucking tossed out as soon as he comes in. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, if you're watching this, you're probably thinking Shawn Michaels is like a loser.
Yeah,
You're not going to realize that
that's
he's
my
going to
thought.
be
That's
a
why, like, I couldn't
boss.
get into the new generation because I'm like, I still have 1990 Shawn Michaels in my head. I'm like, this guy's a loser. Why is he winning all these? Why is he winning these
You
titles?
realize he's a backstabber.
Mhm.
Steve Allen is back once again because he's so funny. This time he's with Rhythm and Blues, guys. And Steve Allen makes a Pee Wee Herman is not gay joke. Rest in peace. Do you hear that Pee Wee Herman joke? It's so fucking bad. This guy. How's it
No,
not?
but what weird timing.
Yeah, it was weird timing. Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
Steve Allen's his jokes, all of them so far have not been hitting for me. They're all lame.
Oh,
And basically, Rhythm and Blues is Honky Tonk Man and Greg the Hammer Valentine, who is really not nailing this new gimmick. He is failing
that's
miserably in this
that's
gimmick.
kind of why it works. Is he's not into it at all.
Does it work? Does this
Yeah, I
gimmick
think
work?
it works. I think yeah, because it worked because that's why he's blues. Because he's always grumpy and he's not
I
happy.
mean, does this gimmick work? Did this team really go anywhere? Does it get over?
Doesn't go anywhere because Honky Tonk Man leaves in '91. But I thought I liked it as a kid. I mean, what else you could do with Hammer Valentine at that point?
Not much. I thought, you know what I would have done? He's got the yellow like Hulk Hogan gear. I would have been like, you're gonna be like a really cheap imitation of Hulk Hogan. It'll be really funny. Like
They
I
probably
want
would
you
do
to
that
stop.
now.
Yeah, I would be like, you got to start cutting promos like Hogan, but just do it your own way, and it would just be like, you will get over. You will absolutely get over eventually. Like if you keep doing that. That's what I would have done. But um, anyways, we're gonna go to match number 10. It is Dino Bravo. I can't believe this guy's still with this company. Dino Bravo, who is with Earthquake and Jimmy Hart versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and Jesse Ventura is making Jim Duggan is stupid jokes again, which I fucking love. These are better than Steve Allen's jokes.
Oh yeah, Jesse Ventura is so funny on this show.
Jesse Ventura making Jim Duggan stupid jokes will never get old to me.
Mhm.
Jim Duggan, he uses his 2x4 behind the ref's back on Bravo for the win. Afterwards, Earthquake starts beating up on Jim Duggan, and that's basically it. What happened to the fucking Canadian flag that was on the fucking Earthquake's gear? It wasn't. It was not on his gear this time.
Well, they stopped calling him Canadian Earthquake and then they just call him Earthquake.
Wow, what timing? When they're in Canada, they decide, oh, we'll just take the whole Canadian part out. Oh, I guess
Well,
because
you know what I bet you? You know why I bet you they did that? So you wouldn't
they
get
don't want to
cheered.
get cheered.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense now. That makes sense.
But Earthquake, I was looking at Earthquake and I'm like, why is it he looks so much better than Eddie Kingston, but he's so much fatter than Eddie Kingston? And I think it's because it's just presented so much better. You know what it is? You know what it is? We're not told Earthquake is a great wrestler. We're just told Earthquake's going to sit on you and you're going to die, right? Whereas
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Kingston, we have to pretend this guy is a great wrestler. Like we have to pretend that this guy could go hold for hold with Kushi Bushi or whoever, or Tahuti Miles or whoever the hell you want to call. When I know he can't. So I think that's why Earthquake just works for me, man. He's one of the best big men that they ever had.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. We're not told he's not going. Earthquake isn't going there to have 5-star matches. He's just going there to play a big man role, right? And here's another thing with Earthquake. He might be fatter, but he's more proportioned, meaning his arm, like he's got a big stomach, but you know what? He's also got big arms
Mm-hmm.
to kind of go with it. Eddie Kingston's got kind of like skinny arms and he's got a huge stomach. And he's not even that tall. So he's not like well proportioned. He just looks like one of those like African kids with those fucking worms in his stomach, you know. And he's also trying to play a role of like I'm the world's greatest wrestler. He should be. It's not believable, you know. It's just not believable
It's not.
because
Well, it's just I'm so sick of every wrestler being like I'm the world's greatest wrestler. I just, Warrior, Earthquake, even Macho Man Randy Savage and Dusty Rhodes, they don't say I'm the world's best wrestler. You know, the only one who says it, and that's why the only one who comes out and says I'm the world's best wrestler in both companies. Well, no, actually, there's another person, but the announcers say it for him. The announcers say it for Bret Hart. Bret Hart doesn't say it. The announcers say, Gorilla will say this guy's the best wrestler. You know what I mean?
well, doesn't he say how the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be?
Yeah, he does eventually say that, but he doesn't say I'm the best, right? He just says he's the best, which of everything. And he makes sure that to let you know that when Adam Cole and Eddie Kingston and MJF say it, they're liars because Bret is the best there ever will be. Whatchamacallit? But Ric Flair is the only one who goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on about what a great wrestler he is. And that's why it stood out back then. Everyone else is just like, it's different to say I'm the best or I deserve to be the champion than I'm the best wrestler or I'll put on the best matches. Like it's different. And you don't.
And here's another thing too. Why isn't like Kevin James like having a movie like a John Wick or fucking Jason Bourne?
Yeah, it's not believable.
Why isn't he? It's all fake, right? Movies are all fake. Why can't he play that role? You know why? Because it's not fucking believable. All right, that's why. Because if you just have like, if this guy says, if these, whenever you have a movie like Mission Impossible or fucking John Wick, where the guy's supposed to be some like top notch killer and shit, you gotta also fucking like be able to like really just like lose yourself in this character and just believe it. You know, the suspension of disbelief. Even though you know this is fucking unrealistic the way this guy doesn't die and shit, but it ain't gonna happen if the guy looks like Kevin James. The same way, I'm not gonna believe the world's best wrestler has skinny arms and a huge stomach. It's just not believable. That's just
or it looks
me.
like Adam Cole. Sorry.
Yeah, that's me. And if you guys want to disagree, that's fine. But I don't make my living off this shit, so I don't give a fuck. You know, that's up to you guys. All right. Anyways, yeah, Dino Bravo's really bad. I'm pretty sure when I was watching this, he botched at least once or twice.
Like I think that bringing Earthquake bought him another year of his career, but then it was a wrap. He got exactly like another year off his career, leeching off how talented Earthquake was. And then
You know what I also don't like about Dino Bravo? I don't like the way he like takes bumps or falls.
Dino Bravo
Like,
is just shit at everything. He was also shit at being a gangster, which is why he was shit.
He'll get punched and then he does this like throws himself backwards. It's so unnatural. Like the way he falls, it's so unnatural. It's like he's like the world's worst actor. It's
Dude,
not.
he is
It's so
the
bad.
definition of like just untalented and dude, he was shot dead like 3 years later. No, 2 years later, he shot dead. And me and none of my friends cared. We did not care. Like, if they had shot,
he's gonna stay in this company for another year.
Yeah, he's at WrestleMania 7.
God.
But he's basically Earthquake's bitch for the next few shows. So,
oh, jeez, yeah,
where he should be.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Earthquake when they paired him with Earthquake, that bought him another year.
I think you're right. Probably more than a year. Oh, anyway, it's terrible. Anyway, we get a recap of the Jake Roberts and the Ted DiBiase feud. Jake Roberts had stolen the $1 million belt, and Mean Gene he's with Roberts, and Roberts cuts a promo on DiBiase.
Really good promo.
Yeah, for Jake Roberts, I would say like, yeah, he's a good promo at this time. Everyone else is pretty much yelling in their promos. He's like one of the only guys who's not yelling, and he ends it with like telling DiBiase, "You're going to be a victim of your own avarice, your own greed." It's very good. I like it. Actually, it's a fulfilling promo because actually that is what happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's very good. Match 11. It is for the $1 million championship. So even though this is a championship that Ted DiBiase, like, it's not like an officially recognized championship because Jake Roberts stole it. That's what it's for. It's Ted DiBiase versus Jake Roberts. During this match, Jesse Ventura keeps making jokes about how Gorilla Monsoon ate a lot of hot dogs.
Mm-hmm.
He keeps bringing it up. Oh, I can't believe how many hot dogs you ate.
Mm-hmm.
He just keeps bringing it up in this match. At this point in this match, this commentary team, I'm gonna miss this team so much.
Yeah.
This match, I would say
the commentary. Well, no, the commentary is pretty good with Gorilla and Bobby, but
yeah,
you're never going to hear a commentary team like this ever again, again.
And during this match, this commentary team, they get into it. Jake Roberts has a hammer on Ted DiBiase, and Gorilla Monsoon mentions how it's gonna mess up his subscapularis, and Jesse Ventura's like, "What subscap? What? What are you talking about?" And Gorilla Monsoon goes, "Oh, it's his back." And then they start getting arguments, and Gorilla just to get into an argument because Jesse Ventura's like, "The back, the back. He's got the hammer lock on. How does it affect his back?" Actually, I had to look this up. Gorilla Monsoon was actually right. He just got the definition of it wrong. The subscapularis is actually the larger, the large muscle in the rotator cuff. So the hammerlock would fuck it up, right?
Yeah.
So it's not the back. But anyway, you learn something when you listen to Gorilla Monsoon. You know that? You fucking really do. You know, subscapularis. There you go.
Every time I rewatch these old shows with these two, I find a new exchange that I've forgotten about that makes me laugh. They're just the best. I could just listen to a dude. How great if Gorilla was still alive? How great would a podcast with these two be?
Oh my god, with these two, yeah. Jesse Ventura. The only thing I don't like about Jesse Ventura now is that ever since he became governor, now he feels like he kind of has like an air about it. When I wish he would not, just be down to earth like he used to be,
Yeah,
and
dude, you know what?
Great on podcasts.
Do yourself a favor. Look up the battle royal that him and Vince did commentary on in 2009. Do you ever see that match?
Yes. Where it was a retro Raw. It was a retro Raw.
And they do the commentary for one long battle. That's where Sheamus wins the title shot. Dude, they are so fucking good. And it's like, I just want to go back and be like, why didn't you just make yourselves the commentary team for Raw back then? Like, even in 2009, they were fucking better than Cole and JBL, whatever the fuck was the team back then.
That's because this guy, like, once he became, governor, he started,
I know, but like that one match, it's like, dude, this would make the whole show better. This would make the whole
absolutely, yeah. It was like a very, I remember that commentary. It was so good. It was actually very good. It blew the current.
And they were putting over every single wrestler in the match. And that people you thought that Vince gave up on, they're putting over in that match.
Yeah, and you know what? Here's the thing, and that wasn't even Jesse Ventura's best fucking commentary team up. It's fucking him and Gorilla to me,
but it's still like
that's good. Yeah,
I wonder if they could get him in AEW.
I don't know, but this is what I'm saying. I don't think he wants to do stuff like that because now that he does all this other shit. And
I know, but this is what he's the best at.
About him. He doesn't like wrestling's like beneath him.
But it's not. It's exactly what people want.
That's what I'm saying. It's not. But he acts like it's kind of like beneath him now. I'm like, I don't like that.
He's acted like that for 30 years. So
that's what I'm saying. Ever since he became fucking governor, he was
the mayor. Remember, he was a mayor first.
Yeah. No, but then when he became a governor, it just changed everything. I don't like that.
And the funny thing is, that's when Vince became friends with him again because he wanted some of that Jesse Ventura hype.
He wanted that rub. Yeah, he wanted that rub.
That's the lesson because Jesse sued Vince and Vince won. Dude, did you know? I don't know if you knew this. They rushed out a Jesse Ventura documentary on VHS in December of '98, and Gorilla Monsoon's all over it, and that just shows you, and this applies to comedy. Oh, this person liked me, that person believe in me. Dude, when you prove them wrong, they run back to suck your dick. And that's what Vince did to Jesse Ventura.
Remember, he's one of the few people that sued Vince McMahon and actually won. He might be the only one actually who won.
No, I think there's a few others.
Okay.
But Vince couldn't wait to tell everybody that Jesse Ventura was from WWF the minute he became the governor. He was so happy to put and then he gave him a ton of money to be the referee at SummerSlam '99.
And then put him in the Hall of Fame, all that shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then like they did business. I think 2009 was the last time they did business, but they did business for 10 more years. So, it's like, bro, like, dude, he had a segment on Confidential. People forget about that every week.
Yeah, no, I remember that. Yeah.
Dude, so it just
great. Yeah.
This person's leaving. This person doesn't like me. This person say hi to me. They will. You just prove them wrong, and they will be the first ones to suck your dick.
Get your ass ready, Ray.
What?
Get your ass ready.
Yeah.
For that kissing, I'm saying. Here's another part of this match, by the way. Actually, I'm going to take something back. If you're going to watch this pay-per-view, you can skip everything, watch the Hogan versus Warrior, and actually watch Jake Roberts.
Oh, you like this match?
Not for the match, but for the commentary. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's the reason why. There is another point in this match where the people start doing the wave, and unlike other times where they try to ignore it, they do not. On commentary, this is all they talk about for like fucking 2-3 minutes. Jesse Ventura is calling, look, Gorilla, they're doing the wave. They even fucking show you the camera shot where they show the fucking arena doing the wave. They do a fucking zoom out. They fucking show the wave. They follow the wave around. And they just talk. Gorilla and Jesse are just talking about this wave for like literally 2-3 minutes. Just like completely ignoring the match. And it's fantastic. They don't do stuff like that anymore. But I really enjoyed that. Anyway, Ted DiBiase wins by count out. So if you're keeping score, this is the third count out we've seen tonight. Remember, this is WrestleMania. We're seeing 3 countouts already. This fucking blows. You're telling me this is not a good pay-per-view.
I liked it as a kid. I don't like it now. This match was very underwhelming for these two guys. They had a year-long storyline, and I remember being let down by this match when I was a kid, and I'm more let down as an adult. I mean, these two guys are supposed to be such great workers, and I was falling asleep watching this. And I've always tried to give this match a fair shake for 30 years, and it never does anything for me. They should really be disappointed themselves. It's not good. It's not a good match.
After this match, Jake Roberts, he beats on Ted DiBiase some more because he's a fucking sore loser. And Jake takes all of fucking Ted DiBiase's hundreds and he starts giving it to people in the audience, including giving it to Mary Tyler Moore. And the fucking commentators are quick to know she don't fucking need that money.
And Gorilla goes, "You're right."
And then he shoves one into Ted DiBiase's mouth, and then he tries to go get the snake, but Virgil is able to save Ted DiBiase.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Mooney's in the back with Slick and Akeem. They cut Slick cuts a very annoying promo on the Boss Man. It's just so much jive talking, but it's like the worst kind of jive talking.
Listen, show some respect for Slick, all right?
It's such a stereotypical jive talk that it's not good. Mm-hmm. And basically they're mad because Boss Man didn't take DiBiase's money, and that's why
this is the face turn for Boss Man.
Yeah. So Boss Man, he's now doing an interview, doing a promo with Mean Gene, and he talks about how he hates Ted DiBiase, and he's proud of this, he's proud of that, and he ends it by saying he's proud to be an American. And everybody else he's in the feud with is also American, but he's proud to be an American. What the fuck is he talking about? This fucking idiot. Everybody he's in the feud right now is American. I'm proud to be American.
Maybe he's just really proud to be an American.
Stupid. Match number 12, Akeem versus Boss Man. Before this match happens, Ted DiBiase's been waiting the whole time, like by ringside, and he starts he attacks Boss Man, and like he hits him with the fucking rums him into the ring post, and throws Boss Man to the ring, and Akeem starts beating on Boss Man, but then Boss Man still hits the Boss Man slam for the win, and then afterwards he grabs and he kind of attacks Slick. This was like a 1-minute match. What'd you think?
I liked it because I did not expect. I remember when Boss Man turned face on Superstars. My mom used to work on Saturdays, and my dad was away, so she had to bring me into work. And my friend called me, was like, "The Boss Man is turning good," and I'm like, "There's no way he's turning good." And I like this match because And I was like, I never thought when I was a kid, I never thought Boss Man would be a good guy. And to see him be a good guy and get like a big win like this, I really liked as a kid. And I like it as an adult now. I mean, Akeem I like Akeem, the character, but it kind of ran its course. And, the thing about it is, again, the problem with WrestleMania is so many matches are just setting up stuff for down the line. But, I liked it. I liked it. I don't, that's all I can say. I like the
That's
match.
okay. No, that's a good assessment of it.
Mhm.
Sean Mooney, he's with the fans and he's asking fans about, hey, do you guys know Honky Tonk Man's new song? He's asking kids about it, and then he doesn't give a shit about kids. Sean Mooney, he looks so annoyed. He has
That
tough
one,
kids.
that one kid was really funny though.
Yeah, and he goes, I don't care. Honky Tonk Man stinks, but like he's really funny, yeah. And then Sean Mooney doesn't care because all he wants to do is he wants to talk to Mary Tyler Moore. What a fucking mark.
And she humors him, and then she just doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, Rhythm and Blues, they come out in a pink Cadillac driven by Diamond Dallas Page.
I've heard Diamond Dallas Page. Diamond Dallas Page talks about this fucking limo drive like he won the Super Bowl. He tells this story. I've heard him tell this story like 90. He drove from Jersey to the Sky Dome that's his Cadillac.
Yeah. I by the way, as you're continuing, let me just interrupt real quick. I love the way Diamond Dallas Page tells stories.
I know, but like he is so proud that he drove these two guys to the fucking ring. I don't even think Ultimate Warrior talked as much about his match like Diamond Dallas Page. Nobody on this card talks about WrestleMania 6 like Diamond Dallas Page talks about WrestleMania 6. And all he did was drive his car down a ring.
Dude, because that was his first time like in the biz,
I know. No, he was already a manager in AWA, so it wasn't even the first time.
Oh, I mean, like, the big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Diamond Dallas Page, you have to respect about him is that he is a fucking fan first, you know? And he loves telling the story. And the way he tells the story with such passion, I fucking love it. Anyways, they're gonna sing the new song, and they're in the ring and with these two girls, the Honkettes or something, and it's really bad. It's not good. Which is actually good for. It's good for heels if they're just not singing it back. Greg the Hammer Valentine is the absolute worst. He's just like, God, he's so bad at this gimmick. It's so bad.
That's the gimmick. Is that he doesn't really want to do it.
There's these two vendors at ringside, and then Hunky realizes that it's actually the Bushwhackers, and he gets all mad. And Rhythm and Blues, they leave the ring, and Bushwhackers get in the ring, and then they just break the guitars. This whole thing was so waste of time.
At least the Bushwhackers didn't have a match at WrestleMania.
Yeah. I mean, I would have put them in the opening match.
Well, they didn't. They put
like the Bushwhackers at this point. You said opening match,
Yeah, but the Coco Beware needs some love.
I guess, yeah. All right.
He needs some money. He's going broke.
For match 13, this is the penultimate match. Steve Allen joins commentary. This is Rick Rude versus Snuka.
I liked him on commentary.
And Steve Allen, he just like right out. He's not even making jokes at first. He just goes, "Snuka's ugly." He just says like, "Snuka's ugly." That's not even a joke. He just goes, "He's ugly." And then he starts making jokes about him, like he said, like Ray said, Snuka's wearing the tiger underwear, and he says it looks like his mom's underwear or something.
His wife's underwear.
His wife's underwear. Sorry. Jimmy Snuka misses a headbutt, and then Rick Rude puts the Rude Awakening, does the Rude Awakening on Snuka for the win. I don't know if you caught this, but as soon as the fucking ref does the 3 count, Jimmy Snuka just pops right up. He pulled an Austin Aries, like he was fucking annoyed, like he had to lose to Rick Rude.
Probably heard that they were shitting on him on commentary.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, I love.
Did he ever get in trouble for that?
What?
Did he ever get in trouble for that?
No. He didn't get. No, I mean, he was basically a jobber at this point, but they just had him job for 2 more years. Dude, I want more celebrities who don't know anything about wrestling just shitting on the match in the ring. I want them to. I want. You know what I want? I want like Gino Bisconti on commentary for Adam Cole and MJF at all, and just shitting on the match. Like, what are these two guys? Gay love?
I don't, because do you remember when they fucking
I think it's
who did they have? They had the basketball fucking family. LeVar Ball or some shit like that. They were on the Miz TV segment.
Yeah. They were shit. I like
It
it
was
sometimes,
really bad, dude.
but sometimes it's fun. I thought Steve Martin was Steve Martin. Well, Steve Martin would be funny too. I thought Steve Allen was funny shitting on this match because the match
Oh,
sucked. I thought the commentary was funny.
I did not like Steve Allen.
Oh, it was the best. The bad part is it was the best part of this match. This match sucked.
Yes.
Waste of Rick Rude after all the hard work he did in 1989.
This was not good. Yeah, but he won. Anyway, we get a recap of Hogan versus Warrior and how it's built. It starts from the Royal Rumble, then the main event.
That was a nice package.
Yeah, this is a good package. And the Warrior, where like they show you the main event, where every Warrior accidentally attacks Hogan, and you see the tension between these two rising. It's happening on shows like some Superstars and so forth. During one of those segments, they show the Warrior just like he's in the ring with Hogan, and he just starts doing these crisscrosses, and then he just like runs out the ring, and Hogan like looks like, what the fuck was that? It was so weird. Why did he do that? He just crisscrossed the ropes, and they just left.
On whether or not he should attack Hogan, and then he just left.
So, in a way, it kind of feels like Warrior's playing like an autistic character game.
I think they were also teasing that one of the guys might go heel. I remember that. I remember being as a kid worried, are they going to turn one of these guys bad?
But like, doesn't he have like kind of like autistic characteristics where like
He does, but we don't know. But we
he's so like he's conflicted. He doesn't know what to do. So he just starts like running the ropes and just runs away like a madman. He talks in weird ways. Doesn't face the camera. They can't look you in the eye. Calls people the normals.
Right? I like it.
Dude. Maybe it's an autistic gimmick. Maybe this whole time it's been an autistic gimmick. We don't know. Anyways, we're going to get to the main event.
Well, you know what? Now Warhorse is like, that's the key to getting somebody. I'll make my character autistic.
Yeah, if you do like a subtle autistic gimmick, I think it could work. Yeah,
Warhawk.
That's what I think this is really. Anyway, main event. This is the title versus title. Winner takes all. Ultimate Warrior, their Intercontinental Champion, versus the WWF Champion Hulk Hogan, and this match starts with a test of strength. Let me tell you something. There was a test of strength we saw previously that was really good. Which one was it? Was that like Hogan versus Macho Man?
Yeah, or Luger and Flair, maybe?
Yeah, I think it might have been Luger and Flair, right? This one, I would say, is actually even better than that. This is one of the best tests of strengths I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing the test of strengths where they're holding hands, and fucking Warrior wins it the first time, and Jesse Ventura loses his fucking mind that somebody beat Hogan in a test of strength. He just goes crazy. He's like, Warrior won it. Warrior won it. It's going, people are going crazy. He's like, and then like Hogan wins it. It's just back and forth. And this match basically is a lot of the beginning of this match. It's a lot of Warrior not selling anything. Like he'll get body slammed, he'll just get right back up. And the opposite, Hogan is selling everything. Like he gets body slammed, and he's like, oh, it almost kills him. There's a point where Hulk Hogan puts a front face lock on Warrior, and then fucking Jesse goes, "That's a real move, man. You should ask Richard Belzer about that." So that was really fucking nice.
Yeah, that's interesting
moment. Yeah. The Warrior runs into the referee for a ref bump, and because the ref is down, he misses a 3 count for Hogan, and he misses a 3 count for Warrior. So it's the story that they're telling is that these guys are very fucking even, right? And then basically what happens is the Warrior gorilla presses and then splashes Hulk Hogan, but Hulk Hogan kicks out, and then he starts hulking up. And people are getting into it. Hogan is hulking up, doing his moves, but then he misses the leg drop. And as soon as he misses the leg drop, Warrior hits another splash on him for the win. Crowd goes crazy. Hogan's complaining to God. He hands Ultimate Warrior the belt, and he gets on his stupid ring card, all looking all sad. And everyone's celebrating. And I was thinking, Toronto, they get like some of the best WrestleMania moments. Hogan's first loss, right, at a WrestleMania, and he also, and probably in years too, right?
Yeah.
And they also got. Didn't they get Hogan versus Rock?
Yeah, 12 years later.
Yeah.
And
Did
it's
you like? I liked it. I mean, we both covered how we like this match. Yeah.
yeah,
Tell me.
this is a great match. Even people that hate Warrior say it's his best match. I think his best match is with Savage next year, but it's a great match. And I mean, just based on the pay-per-views, Warriors always he holds up his end of the bargain, whether it's with Rick Rude or the Royal Rumble last time or this match. I mean, and I'm really glad they tried Warrior. It didn't work out, obviously, you know, but they had to try, and they don't try with Lex Luger, and it's annoying to watch. It's frustrating to watch, but to go back and then it's fun to watch this guy over 2 years become the man, Warrior. And also Hogan, I think him losing got Hogan more over than before, because I think he needed to lose, and I just think this is a great the pay-per-view sucks, but this is a great match and you should rewatch it. Not you, but
I agree. I think you made a fair point. Every time they put Warrior like in these matches, he does step up,
yeah,
right? Like they're not bad. I don't, it's just like
it's just
once again, don't form your wrestling opinions
yeah,
based on what other people are
yeah.
saying. We challenge you to watch these matches yourself and test
When they did
decide
these
whether or not these guys stink or not.
when they did these fucking documentaries about the Ultimate Warrior back when they didn't like him, they had guys on like $1 Million Man. They had on a bunch of other guys who don't. I mean, has $1 Million Man had a truly great pay-per-view match yet? Since I mean, we've been watching this guy now for 2 years. I don't think he has.
No.
And they go, Warrior can't work. Warrior's this, Warrior that. And it's like, bro, every time WWE was like, we need you to have a good performance, we're banking everything on you, he does it. To me, that's the definition of a great worker. So, or at least a good worker. So,
Yeah, a good worker. Yeah.
yeah, like it's not like this match is like, and it there is there is the next Hogan Warrior match is unwatchable, but that's years later, and that's also in WCW. So I don't know, man. I never thought Warrior was a bad worker. I kind of think these guys sour grapes. They all wish they could have been this guy, but they weren't, because Warrior had something that they didn't have. And yeah, it's a great match, and I think it was the right guy at the right time. And if they had Hogan win, as a kid I would have been excited, but I think WWE would have suffered from that, long term.
Yeah, I think you're right. This was if you don't have a good opinion, high opinion on Ultimate Warrior, watch this match. Go
Yeah.
ahead and watch this match and say you were not entertained. I challenge you.
And you know what? Also, why it was good, the Warrior one, because then it lets you know that the unpredictable could happen at WrestleMania. So I've got to order it every year, and you could kind of predict the finish of every WrestleMania up until now. This was the first one, because I remember as a kid in the lunchroom arguing with my classmates. We couldn't tell who was going to win this match. So the predictable route would have been Hogan winning, but it was a smart move to do Warrior winning. Now, what happens after that can be debated, but everything up until now was the right move with Warrior.
Yeah, I agree. Dude, Hulk Hogan was the guy on top for at this point about like close to like what 6 years, seven,
Yeah, since
Dude,
'84.
it was time, dude. He had his time. He needed to move on to a new person. Absolutely, it was the right thing to do. Um, what's the
Speaking
next one we're gonna watch next week?
speaking of the right thing to do, this is what we're going to cover the next 4 weeks. Next week is Lex Luger versus Ric Flair at Capital Combat 90 with RoboCop. So Lex Luger, even with the help of RoboCop, can't get the job done, and we'll talk about that next week.
Capital Combat 1990.
Yeah, the only Capital Combat ever. You know what? You heard? Do you remember what it was originally called? The Armed and Dangerous, and they had to change the name. Yeah. Then
on Peacock.
Yeah, and then in 2 weeks from now, Great American Bash 90, which is Sting versus Ric Flair. Then 3 weeks from now is SummerSlam 90, which is Ultimate Warrior versus Rick Rude in a steel cage. And then 4 weeks from now is Halloween Havoc 90 with Sting versus Sid Vicious as the main event. Which one are you looking forward to the most, Andrew D. Bro?
Capital Combat, RoboCop. I want to see RoboCop.
I'm dying. I'm so excited. I've never seen the RoboCop show. I'm very excited to see this. I still can't believe RoboCop. RoboCop should be in the Hall of Fame.
You know what they should do? WWE should like somehow get a deal to bring RoboCop back, like in NXT, the way they did with Chucky.
RoboCop was in the Supercards game. He's in the Supercards WWE game now.
I don't know what that is.
It's this online card game with all the WWE.
Oh, because you know how they had Chucky like recently on NXT.
I said, "I know your dad" to Braun.
Yeah, and like nobody thought it was that bad because it's why? Because at this point, Chucky is part of like wrestling lore. You know, it's like now it's like a fun retro like nostalgia thing. And I think if you brought like RoboCop in for like a cheesy like NXT's Halloween Havoc hosted by RoboCop, I think people would have a fun reaction.
I think WWE's down. I think fans will be down. I think the problem is I don't think the rights holders want to make RoboCop a joke again. I think I
guess the only reason why they got the whole Chucky thing was because Chucky was gonna be on USA, the television.
Yeah. Now, I could see because Amazon owns the rights to RoboCop now. I can't. I don't.
Really?
What?
They really?
Yeah, they own MGM. That MGM owns the rights to RoboCop. I think they want to make RoboCop serious again and make money off it. Because I think RoboCop 1 is a great movie. I mean, we'll get into this more next week. But the minute you started doing this goofy shit with RoboCop, he fell off hard. You could have, if they had kept RoboCop serious, you could have like 19 RoboCop movies. But they fucked it up with shit like this. So I would be down for it. The fans would be down for it. WWE would be down for it. I don't think the people who want to make more RoboCop movies would be down for it. But I would love it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh well.
Well, listen, next week is RoboCop week, all right? So we'll talk about it then. Right now, guys, Ultimate Warrior for life. Unless you're a gay person, because he doesn't like you. So if you like the podcast, please subscribe, write a review, give us some love, all right? I know some of you leave comments on the YouTube channel. Also subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Ray Goots, and follow me on TikTok, Ray Goots Comedy. Don't follow Andrew Lee anywhere because he's nowhere to be found. And yeah, next week, RoboCop, Capital Combat 90. You excited?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, we'll see you then in WCW. Bye, guys.
Bye.